So in this video, I'll be talking about how I came to America, how the process was like, how long did it take, why I came to America, what my plans are in America, am I ever leaving America, and all that good stuff. So keep it locked in and let's get the story started.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted with dreams, we're chasing the
Hey
echoes of
guys, welcome back to
silence.
my YouTube channel. My name is Raimo. If it's your first time here, my content is about motherhood, family, faith, lifestyle, and life in America as a Kenyan. And if any of that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe down below and join the family. So this year, we're in 2025. Happy New Year, first of all. How was your 2024? Please comment below. Let me know what was your highlight of 2024. And after that, I want you to tell me what are you looking forward to in 2025. An aspect of my channel, as I told you, is life in America as a Kenyan. So I really wanted to kind of zone in or hone in into a conversation about life in America on its own. I know you guys are used to my vlogs, but I thought of just kind of breaking it down a little bit and bringing in, some story time. I think everybody likes some story time. So before we get into it, grab yourself some popcorn, grab yourself some tea, chocolate, whatever it is that you prefer, whatever is your poison, grab some and let's get the story started. I will not ramble along. I will tell you the story, the timelines, the dates, and everything as it is. Let's get started. One of the reasons why I really wanted to do this video about my life in America is because this month of January 2025, on the 29th to be exact, is exactly 10 years since I landed in America. On January 29th, 2015, I landed in America and my life changed forever. I was a timid 23-year-old girl. I had no idea what was in store for me. I was so anxious. I had so many emotions and so many feelings. A part of me did not want to be here, and I'll tell you why. I almost did not get on that plane, and I'll tell you why. So stick here, and I'll tell you why I almost never came to America. On the other part, I was sort of excited. I mean, I'm in America. What do you mean? This is what most people pray for. This is what people fast and pray for. And I'm here. So a part of me was trying to be really excited about it as well, so that I just don't take it for granted. But you came here to know. First question is, how did I come to America? Let's take it back when I was in class 7. I must have been 13 years old around that time. Yep, I was about 13 when I was in class 7 because I was 14 when I was finishing class 8. That is the first time I ever heard about the rumors or the notion that I could be moving to America. I mean, it wasn't laid out to me. My life was kind of being planned for me, which is okay. I mean, that's what parents do at that age. You're a teenager. So I think that was the first time I heard about the possibility of moving to America. I was in class 7 or 7th grade, the equivalent to the American system. So in class 8, I'm supposed to do my KCPE. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm about to go to America. And me, I thought it is a matter of let's get into a bus and go. I mean, I didn't really think the process was going to take as long as it's taken or as long as it took. So me, I started coasting life land. In my mind, I'm just thinking, why am I paying attention to school? Why am I, just keep it nice and easy because we're going to America. We're going to America. So even when I was doing my KCP, my mind was not there. My mind was so like, I'm going to America. I think when it hit me was like, that time, like, girl, you're actually going to do KCP. You're not going anywhere. So please. So I started trying to like put effort in like the last semester of class 8 before KCP, but it was a little too late. It was a little too late. So anyway, I did my KCP still here. I mean, in Kenya, I did not do so well because I knew I had more potential. I know I got a 383. I remember when I got my results back, I cried. I was sobbing because I felt like I've really let myself down, which I did because I knew I could have done better. So having a 383, out of 500 to me was such a fail. But I mean, I appreciated. I appreciated it. You know what? Life is life. We move on. So me, I know I'm still going to America, and I'm like, okay, but we just never really like talked about it with my parents. There were no timelines discussed or anything like that. I really don't know what was happening in the background. I can't even tell you till today. But anyway, I went to high school, my 4 years. You guys, if you want high school tea, please comment down below. Let me know if you want me to come and tell you about life in high school in Kenya because I actually do have a video here where I rant a little bit about life in America. But if you want us to get into it, let me know. We'll get into it. Anyway, I did my 4 years of high school, and then at this time, still nothing. But when I was how old was I? I finished high school when I had just turned 17 when I finished high school, and so this is the time that my dad started actually like this is when he started applying for me because I know he put in the application for me when I was 16 years old. I was 16 in Form 3. But I was, I know the times don't sound like they're right. The age doesn't sound like it's right. But I'm born in October. I was always the youngest in class in any class I was in. So I was 16 in Form 3. I finished Form 4 when I had just turned 17 in October. And so I stayed a whole year before I turned 18 outside school. Anyway, I'm getting into what the story is not about. So I knew that, I mean, later on I came to find out that when I was 16, that's when my dad actually started applying for me. But anyway, so finish high school. I, take a year. As you know, you guys, if you're in Kenya, you know how, I don't know if they do that still today, but after you finish your KCSE or your Form 4, your high school, we would wait at a year before you the public universities do their admission. And I'm just trying to explain it if you're watching this and you don't know how the Kenyan system works. So it's if you the graduating year, the graduating class of high school would wait a year before they can go to college. If you're going to a public university, but if you're going to private, you could start at any time. So me, I'm part of those people waiting. I did a little bit well with my KCSE, not too bad, but all this time again, still me, I'm just thinking when I'm in school, like me, I'm going to America, like I wasn't really paying as much attention to my education as I would have. I played a lot. So even that B plus of 64 points, was it 64 or 63? I think it was 63 because I know I missed an A minus with 1 point. That still haunts me till today. I missed an A minus with 1 point. It's okay. It's fine. Life, we move on. Um, so I started college, and that was back in 2020, I believe. Was it 2020? No, I think 2019, 20, yeah, there, but I don't remember the year, the exact year. But so I'm in college and my application is going along. And in 2023, so this is when I started now university. This is when I started getting kind of communications. My dad let me know that the visa had been approved. And just to deviate a little bit and explain, there's normally two different types of immigrant visas or the visas that you can apply for to come to America. There's the non-immigrant visa, and you can do more research about it. And then there's the immigrant visa. So non-immigrant just means you're not actually moving to America. You're just going to be there for a short while, and you're going back to your country of residence. Immigrant means you are a child of or a spouse, I believe, or you are actually being petitioned for by a citizen of the United States of America, and you're literally moving to America to join them. So this one comes with a permanent residency and all that stuff. It's the best one you can have, but it takes the longest. So here I am in 2000 and so this is the one that my dad applied for me, the immigrant visa. It takes longer, the process is way longer, but it's like for sure. So in 2023, not 2023, what am I saying? When I was in my second year of college, that is when I got my first invitation to go for a visa interview. Me in my mind, I'm thinking, listen, listen, Linda, listen. What do you mean? This has to work. And this was, oh wait, my dates are so wrong. What was I saying? 20, I'm thinking I came to America when I'm 23, but this was happening back in 2013 actually. Got it right. Because I finished high school in 2008. Yes. Finished high school 2008. Started college in 2009, 2010 actually. 2010 is when we started high school. So in 2013 is when I remember October. It was in October. This is when I had my first visa interview. Yes. So me, I'm going to this interview knowing it's a sure deal. What do you mean? My dad has invited me. Huh? It's for sure. Like most people who apply for immigrant visas, you're granted. By the time you're going for your visa interview, everything else in American embassy or wherever else has already been approved, you know? So me, I'm going knowing I'm going home with a visa. What do you mean? I'm going home with a visa. Yeah? So yeah, I'm in second year of my third year. I think I'm in second year of actually, I'm in third year because I graduated in 2014. So, no, I did not get the visa. They told me we need more evidence that your father is your father. What do you mean? Huh? What do you mean? So anyway, they asked us to do a DNA test. Usually that's the next thing that they do. If they don't, I wasn't really denied. They give you like the yellow paper, which means like we need more documentation or we need more information. So that's what they gave me. So I told my dad, and they said they want to do a more evidence. First, they asked me to send pictures of when the last time my dad was here. So I sent them that. Then they sent me, they were like, that's not sufficient or whatever. We'll need to do a DNA test. So we did a DNA test with my dad, and of course that kind of cleared everything. And then so I got my visa in 2014 in August. August of 2014, I'll never forget because it was days to my graduation. I was graduating with my visa on my hands. This time, even before I graduated, I was blessed enough to have had a job. So my life had kind of started because we finished school, and then because you know we actually finished school in 2013. No, when did we finish school? I'm really lost in my dates anyway. But all this time, I remember from June 2014, I was already working before we graduated. Thankfully, one of my professors had hooked us up with a job, and I was already working from June. So in August, when I'm getting my visa, I'm just like looking at it like, okay, so we're going to America. But my life, this is the part I was telling you guys, my life had started. Yeah? I was making some kidogochums, and you think it's a lot of money I was making. I was actually like not an intern. What's the name? It's like like a junior, whatever. Of course I hadn't gotten my certification, which is like I wasn't certified as an urban planner because that's the degree that I did. I did urban and regional planning. That's the degree I graduated in. But we were hired on even without having taken the planning exam or whatever it is for you to become certified. So I was working, I'm in church, I'm living by myself, life is happening. I'm meeting, people, potentials here and there, life is happening. So in my mind, I'm like, this visa could not have come at a worse time. I know, right? I'm like, this thing. And then my dad did not have me again, this is August 2014. I traveled in January of 2015. So I had this visa with me for 6 months. And yeah, and this whole time I'm debating because life is happening. It's like I'm being tested. Like, you really want to go? But no, there's this boy here who is kind of getting serious. Anyway, let me even tell you exactly what happened in December that actually made me feel like this visa would not have come at a worst time. This time around, I was hanging around with a group of people who are in the public. I'm not going to get into that too much, but I was hanging out with a lot of people in the public who are known in the public, and I was kind of finding my way around, getting into kind of like the social scenes or whatever. I don't know what it is I was doing, but some of the side gigs I was doing from since college was Safaricom Sevens. If you don't remember Safaricom Sevens, I'm sorry. I did a lot of those gigs with Safaricom Sevens where activations, they're called activations. I did a lot of those. And while I was doing those activations, I didn't realize that there's someone from Safaricom that had been kind of watching me. And so I remember in December, it was the Groove Party. If you're in Kenya, you know Groove Party that happens on the 31st. It was on the 31st of December. And this particular time, I don't know how I had gotten up to the privilege of, I was actually managing the Twitter account for Groove Party that night. I was tweeting. Again, I don't remember how I knew people. I knew people. I knew people in that scene. I was hanging out with them and I was getting there. So, Safaricom is a major spot, but then does it even happen? I don't even know. I think it still happens. Groove Party still happens. But that time, Groove Party was Kilele. It was the thing, It was the thing. So, I'm over here working. Again, I say Safaricom was one of the biggest sponsors of Groove Party, and the same people I used to see at the activations, they were there. So we were all like backstage and everything. And then I had a conversation with one person. This lady, I'm not going to mention who she is, but she is married to someone who is a very big person in Kenya. I'm not gonna give the details, but she worked for Safaricom. I don't know if she does. But so she came up to me and she just told me, like, I've watched you, I've observed you in several activations, and I think, you could be a good fit for Safaricom. I'm like, what you mean, bro? Because me, this entire time, planning is not planning. This planning I'm doing, it's just, I'm doing it for the money at this point. So I was trying to make my way into, just because what we were doing with Safaricom Sevens was a lot of just, social media activations. That's what I was coming to learn, and that's what I was, getting interested in and loving. So if this person is telling me Safaricom wants to have me, you mean? And if you know Safaricom, they're one of the best, one of the better employers in Kenya. This was 10 years ago. Things may have changed, so please let me know if they're still a good employer. So there's a job opportunity here that I didn't seek out for. And if you know how difficult it is or it was to get with Safaricom, and this is someone who's just telling me, I can get you through because we've observed you, we've seen you, and we like you. Hey. Me, I remember I have a visa waiting for me. I am about to leave to America. So in my mind, I'm like, how am I leaving this opportunity here to go to a land of unknown? I have no idea what waits me there. I have to start, and this is the part I was like, I'm going to leave all my friends. I'm going to leave all the connections I have. I'm going to leave this job here and go to a place that I have nobody that I know of. The only family that I knew in Texas was my dad, and my mom was coming with us. Just us. And I'm leaving everybody else and everything else and this amazing job opportunity in front of me to go to a land of unknown. When I tell you I almost didn't enter that airplane, I almost told my dad, what, thank you for the effort, but no, thank you. But so anyway, I just let the lady know, like, I would, hey, I would have really loved this opportunity. Like, you have no idea how appreciative I am. But I'm like, I literally have a visa to go to America waiting for me. And by this time, my dad had bought the tickets for us already. So it was already a signed deal. Like, the tickets have been bought. We are going on this date. So I just told them that, and they were like, I can't imagine that. Like, just bad timing. Stress got to me, and I'm like, God, this better work. Whatever this opportunity I'm living here, you better have something better for me in America. And you know what? He for sure did, but not immediately. We'll get into that. So yeah, so that night ends, and come January 29th, so in the whole of January, I'm just trying to say my goodbyes to people. My friends who are my college friends, they threw a nice, party for me. We had a good time, and one of the biggest things that I didn't want to leave, because I was like, once I leave this group, I'm just gonna be forgotten. These are my friends. We've been kicking it the entire time we were in college, and as soon as I came to America, it is what it is. It happens. So anyway, January 29th, I got on the plane and I landed in America with my timid self and my bunch of documents that they give you to give to the Homeland Security when you land in America. I got, got through, joined my parents. We drove home. Of course, January is usually during winter. I came at the worst time, and I'm like, first of all, I land here and we're driving off the airport, and I'm looking at like when you're driving, I'm like, gosh, one of my biggest culture shock was, where are people? I don't see nobody on the road. Like, there's not a single human being walking on the road. Like, the entire time, there's not a single human being walking on the road. Okay, and then again, it's winter time. All the leaves have fallen from the trees. I'm like, guy, me and my mama like, hey, is it kuni ni mingi? The trees just looked so bad. Like, this is not the America we see on movies, but anyway, so we get home and life starts in America. Life begins. In about 2 weeks, I got my Social Security card. And I will tell you a story of how I was tested. I was tested, but one of the most amazing things that ever happened in my life happened in January 2015. And I'll tell you what happened. Again, remember, when I came, I really didn't want to come. I've told you why I didn't really want to come. There's like somebody that I was talking to, that we had pelecanad like this in college. And finally, now when I'm about to come to America, is when this somebody is realizing, oh, by the way, you can be a potential. You're a potential. Like, now is the time you realize that, when I'm about to leave. So you want us to actually have a long distance relationship? Is it what? I don't know when I'm coming back. There was just so many things pulling me and wanting me to stay back in Kenya. But I realized that was a test, because I would have missed a lot if I'd stayed. I don't know what my life would have turned out to be like if I stayed in Kenya, but I'm grateful that I took that step of faith and stayed in America. So I come to America and life begins. Part 2. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think, because we're going to part 2, because this is getting very long. Do you want to hear more? Do you want to hear what my life turned out to be once I landed in America? Do you want to hear about how the accidents I got when I first started driving? Do you want to hear the escapades about my first job and the job that I did when I first started? Do you want to hear the opportunity I missed to go to one of the best schools, which is Texas A&M? If you want to hear all that, please do subscribe. Let me know in the comment section and come back for part 2. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video until this far. I will catch you on part 2. Bye.